Mame fa na se ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV de osia dem yopo.
Let me come back quickly to you, and I'm sure that you're all aware about the speculations, the allegations, the claims being made by journalists, family members, political associates, people who work with him or for him, and all pointing to a direction of he having been poisoned, and also a revelation that he has had a certain medical condition since late October 2023, and that in fact he had been undergoing treatment outside the shores of this country. And initially, when I heard from media persons, my instinct was that, well, some of these things, let it pass, you know. And then, of course, we had our people, the Osofos also weighed in, confirmation of prophecy and all that. But then when you now had family members, you now had political associates, some of whom are very educated, you know, saying the same thing. You had aides, you had others, all pointing to a particular thing. Then it becomes a cause for concern. It becomes something that obviously ought to be interrogated. And unfortunately, when you are in the public space, unfortunately, when you are a public personality, the issue of privacy of some of these things become a bit difficult. I don't know what you know and what you think about this from the perspective of both a physician and a politician.
You know, I saw him on Tuesday in Parliament. Quite frankly, he didn't look well. Highly likely, I think autopsy would reveal that he had multiple organ failure. And what I mean by that is that the lungs gave away, the heart gave away, the kidneys gave away. But as to what may have triggered or caused that, I mean, that's another question. And you know, even if it was poisoning, looking at October to date, some of the traces of it might be difficult to identify unless they go into the gut and actually do some further toxicology work, and that is if he ingested it. That's another thing. Was it inhalation or ingestion? And either way, I mean, our man is gone, and as they say, water.
But are you aware of this condition having been with him for a while, or it's something you just got to know?
If anything, what I had heard at some point was, you know, conditions of blood pressure management and issue like that. Okay. But beyond him having kidney issues and all of these things, which were, you know, luring into the domain of, as I said, multiple organ failure, you know, that is where the big question is. And I think we'll leave that for autopsy. But either way, I mean, he's had a few brushes with death, by what I understand, you know, in the past 2 months, in terms of, you know, having near-death episodes.
With his health?
Yeah. Okay. And you know, is either way, I mean, you know, for me, the guy is gone. And for the record, so Ghana will do the right thing. Autopsy is what I think will be the final thing, and especially because of his position, it's very critical and very important that the state makes sure that we bring to finality this quote-unquote, you know, word on the news, on the street that it was poisoned. But all of us as politicians are careful. We need to be extra cautious. And that one, you know, I think some may even appreciate why politicians don't like to eat at programs. And these may be some of the reasons, because now we'll all be very mindful, more cautious. So I'll plead with people, and when we come to your program, sometimes we are a bit reluctant, not because the food isn't good, but we need to be very cautious. And I think that, you know, is one of the inevitables of our life. We go for programs, and culturally, Ghanaians, when you visit them and they offer you something, you must.
I mean, until COVID struck, it was seen as bourgeois and offensive if you used sanitizer after you've greeted people.
Yeah.
You were seen as somebody who you know, people were offended by the fact that they would even see you applying hand sanitizer after you greeted people until COVID struck.
And when you carry your own water, wahala.
Yeah.
You know, so it is a problem. And whether true or untrue, I think this will register in people's minds. And Warren Buffett always says this. He says that even if they tell him that it is a lane for only pedestrians, he's still going to be cautious. You never know where a car will hit you. So whether true or not true, I think that we all need to be cautious and mindful of the fact that there are evil people in and out of politics. And this is for all career people. I mean, even within the media arena, I'm sure some deaths have been also attributed to poisoning. And let me also add this. You know, there's something that the youth do these days. They'll go to a program and make something for a friend without knowing how the friend reacts to it. That is also very critical. I've had instances of, you know, a young guy goes to party, a friend might jinx the drink with something. Now, even granite kills some people who have allergies to granite. You understand? A very good doctor of mine died in Chicago when his friend, you know, they eat jam and peanut butter, or let me say granite paste. And he knew that the doctor had allergies to granite paste. So he wiped the thing off the blade of the knife. But even that still ended the life of the doctor. So I'll use this opportunity to beg the youth not to spike people's drinks with all kinds of things. These days, Indian hemp and all kinds of things. You never know how that person reacts. Okujato might react okay to whatever you mix, I may not, or the reverse. And these are things we need to look out for very carefully in this country. Many people have died as a result of mixes that did not augur well with their body. So as it stands, this rumor, one, I wouldn't give it credence, but it is also possible that that may have contributed to his demise. And of course, like COVID, if you had pre-existing comorbidities, then any exposure to anything will send you off. You know, an asthma person's response to, you know, drugs or other things will be different from somebody without asthma. And then somebody with diabetes or a known heart problem may respond differently. You know what happened in COVID? Those who were ill died, they succumbed more to COVID than the rest of us. So either way, I think that, you know, in totality, he had a cardiac arrest, but invariably, this was multiple organ failure, and it's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate, and I don't wish this on any of us.
PENDREAM TV now, so far so good. Say open online portal e Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.